And another thing she said was every time you date somebody, you always have to remember you are really not the one she want to be with. The one she really want probably just wouldn't get his act together.
Regardless of whatever happened, it's still been all love every time we see each other. And when I would come home to Houston, no matter if I lived in LA, Atlanta, wherever it was, when we saw each other, it just felt like home again. He would always be like, man, you should get that. I can't say what he was. Like, man, face it, you my soulmate, man. That's what this is. Like, it's what it is. Like, that's what the connection is. We always gonna be whatever. It's just, it's complicated, but you are my soulmate.
Well, whoever sent me that, when I looked in the comments, man, you should have heard them women going in on Ocho Cinco grandmama.
Your grandmama scarred. Your grandmama hurt. Your grandma needs some healing. Your grandma wasn't right. Your grandma was good thing she did. Your grandma taught you wrong. Now your grandma created a toxic man.
No, his grandma was telling him the truth.
You can go anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
Grandma always told me you're going to meet women and women going to come into your life and they going to always have somebody from their past that will always have access to them. One person.
One special person.
There will always be one person that will always have access to her no matter what she says to you. And another thing she said was every time you date somebody, you always have to remember you are really not the one she want to be with. The one she really want probably just wouldn't get his act together. Them two things, it stuck with me forever.
His grandma was telling him the truth. And I'm telling you because I am that man for a few women. There's a few guys out here that are with women who are their second choice. There's a few guys out here who are with women that I have access to. I don't access them, but I have access to them. I could access them if I wanted to, but I don't. That's a fact. When you meet a woman who was in a 5-year, a 10-year relationship, it didn't work out. She gonna always tell you why it didn't work out, and it's gonna always be something along the guy wouldn't get his act together. When a woman is not with a man because he wouldn't get his act together, that's the man she wants.
We talked about everything. It wasn't nothing that he ain't know about me. Like, he told me his deepest secrets. I told him mine. We were family. Our families are still connected. And I think that also plays a huge part in it because his niece is still my niece. My brother's, he sees him every day. So regardless of whatever happened, it's still been all love every time we see each other. And when I would come home to Houston, no matter if I lived in LA, Atlanta, wherever it was, when we saw each other, it just felt like home again. He would always be like, man, you should get that. I can't say what he was. Like, man, face it, you my soulmate, man. That's what this is. Like, it's what it is. Like, that's what the connection is. We always gonna be whatever. It's just, it's complicated, but you are my soulmate, so.
I've slept with so many married women in my life that I can't trust nobody. I don't trust no woman on earth. As Slim Thug, the rapper, I believe every woman goes. I don't believe that no woman don't go.
I'd be like, whatever, no, I'm not. Like, I can do better. Like, there's so much better for me than this, whatever this is. But there's nothing better than a great friendship. I can honestly say that. There is nothing better than a great friendship with your partner.
Right.
It was the first day, and he came over to me and introduced himself.
This is the real one.
And in high school, Pac was a little funny looking. Definitely from looking at him, wasn't necessarily like the type of cat that I would even like deal with, you know. But as soon as he approached me, he was like a magnet. It was like once you paid attention to him, he kind of sucked you in. Hit it off from that moment on. He would tell me all the time, Jada, you're going to be a star. You know what I mean? Like, Pac, come on. He's like, you're going to be a star. You got it. You just got it. I don't think...
Keep going.
He would tell me all the time, Jada, you're going to be a star. You know what I mean? Like, Pac, come on. He's like, you're going to be a star. You got it. You just got it. I don't think either one of us really thought that we would have made it in the way that we did. But we knew we were going to do something. He was one of my best friends. It's really difficult. He was like a brother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And sorry. He was I mean, it was beyond friendship for us, you know, as far as just, it's really difficult to explain because the type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime. So he was like a brother, father figure to me. Very protective, and we took really good care of each other. We took really good care of each other, the best that we could. But we gave each other a lot.
And she don't give Will nothing. And that's just the reality of it, man.
The type of relationship we had.
I just had to play this part again, man.
Lifetime. So he was like a brother, father figure to me. Very protective, and we took really good care of each other. We took really good care of each other, the best that we could. But we gave each other a lot.
She's always going to compare you to that man, and you're never going to measure up to that man. Why? Because that man got a 2, 3, 4, 5, 10-year head start on you. And that's just the reality of it, man. That's why when women be talking about man body count, it don't matter. It does, man. It matters. Because there's a man that woman would love to be with. You know what I'm saying? There's a man in every woman's life. Every woman who's been, you know, in some relationships. There's a man in her life who, if she could go back and things turn out differently, she would go back in a heartbeat. If she could reverse back to the time before things got bad enough for her to want to leave, she would go back. A lot of times, that's the man who made her set her walls up and set her. That's the first time she got standards. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to deal with this, deal with that. Man, listen, that ain't no good thing for you. That's a woman that's telling you that I took this from all this dude, but you ain't gonna be able to do nothing close to that. That's a woman who has a wall up, who's already prepared. And I'm saying I'm not saying you should want to do anything close to that. I'm saying the wall that she's gonna have up is gonna be far away from that. So, man, she's not gonna be able to fully buy into your process of progress or the concept of, you know, shut up and there's an obedience or none of that for you, man. Because when a woman still has that, when that guy's in a woman past, he has access to her. Because remember I told you, when you fall in love with a woman and you give her all of you end up staying with that woman because you only feel complete when you're with her. That's the same thing with that woman. That guy has pieces of her that she's not going to get back. She only gets those pieces when she's with that man. And and listen, and it ain't even got to be nothing other than intimacy. They could just link up from time to time and get it in. And that'll be enough to keep her satisfied. And some of you guys are dealing with women, man, who had that man in their past, man, they still mess around with him now. You know what I'm saying? We'll tell you all kind of stories about what ain't going on, but bro, I'm gonna tell you, a woman can convince you of whatever you want to be convinced of. If you want to believe she ain't doing that, she could damn sure convince you she ain't. If you want to believe she is doing something, she could damn sure convince you she is. If you want to believe she stands for something, she could damn sure convince you she does. If you want to believe that she's against something, she could damn sure convince you she is. It's all about what you want to believe, and what you got to want to believe is the truth. You got to want to believe the truth about a woman, man. Because if not, you're going to be able to be hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, and run amok, and misled, and misguided, and all those other things. And none of that is ever worth it. Not for me, not for you, not for anyone. That's why, as a man, you need to have multiple women. There is no need for a man to be resigned to having one woman. And I'm telling you, it works. You just got to have the right woman in your life. You got to have the right women in your life. You know what I'm saying? I know a man with 5 wives and 50 children. Real talk. I know a man with 5 wives and 50 children. And I ain't talking about overseas, no way. I'm talking about right here in the United States. As a man, you just got to demand what you want. See, somebody said, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said in the chat earlier, that's what's keeping men single. No, what's keeping you single is like your ass ain't got no demands. You better demand what you want. I promise you, if you would demand what you want, you'd be surprised at how many women would be accepting to it. You got to demand what you want. Because a lot of times a woman wants that. Once a woman is in a situation with a demanding man, now if you compromise everything, like my woman go to work every day and make money, she ain't got to cook. No, if you want to go to work and make money, I don't need your money, but if you want to go to work and make money, then you make money, but you still got to cook. You still got to clean. This your first job. Whatever job you go get, baby, that's your part-time job. I don't care how many hours you work. Why you work more hours on your part-time job? You work on your full-time job. That's on you if that's your choice, but this your full-time job. Most women need help. They need help to maintain a man. To really maintain a man that's worth maintaining, a woman need help. She needs help, man.